It's me, again. You guys probably remember when I did the S5 Mark II vlog test. Well, I'm gonna try again, but I'm actually gonna talk about some stuff this time, but just kind of want to see how I can make this look. We're at ISO 8000 now. How are the warbles? I don't even know what my settings are for the stabilization. I assume it's just the normal. I don't think I have the E stabilization on. Let me check real quick. Dude, we're shooting at 20 millimeters on the widest end of the kit lens. And I'll be honest with you guys, I get when people say like, you know, this lens is more sharp or more professional or a better look than this lens and that. But I think I said this in my last vlog, and I stand by it, that this lens is beautiful. Optically, I have zero problems with it. For vlogging, that is. And I don't even know how common it is to vlog. Let me change my audio settings. Oh, we got someone behind us, so we'll wait. Okay. I just changed the audio settings from, I had the gain on low, and I switched it to standard, and then I had my gain level adjust to -12 dB, and I just switched it to -8 dB. I was told that the higher the gain or the preamp or whatever, I don't know these terms, the cleaner your output will be, because when you have a low gain or whatever, the preamp noise, when you bring it back up, is going to follow what you're trying to raise. And for some reason I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was the lower the gain, the lower the noise, and therefore when you bring it back up, it'll be cleaner. You guys can comment in the comments and let me know what your experience has been. I'm kind of new to the audio game, and I'm still using the same Rode video mic. One of the things I'm excited about is I just ordered a relatively professional microphone for my camera in particular. I am getting the Sennheiser MKE 600. And it's kind of one of those middle of the road, but still professional level microphones. And I'm like so impatient to get it. I ordered it off of reverb.com. I hope that's a legit place to get stuff. I had never been on it or never even heard of it, but I saw a deal on it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna gamble and I'm gonna go for it. We ain't paying for nothing, fool. Just talked with like a few guys from this network called Puritan Pub, and Puritan Pub is this Christian media company that is starting out of my my church. A couple guys, they've been doing a podcast called Death and Glory, and it's been super cool, and they've been learning a lot, and they've allowed me to in some ways be involved in helping the technical side of their creative process. And that's been really awesome, because I've said time and time again that my heart is to learn skills that I can use to help other people who have a greater vision than I do. So I don't see myself as a super creative guy. I see myself more as someone who's obsessed with camera gear and technical things, but who has the capacity to do it maybe to a better degree than a lot of people who don't necessarily care about the technical side, but utilize it for their creative vision. Does that make sense? And so I don't often have creative visions or creative vision that I can fulfill. And so when I come across someone who has a similar worldview as me, but also has great ambitions that involve my skill set, and they don't necessarily want to learn that skill set themselves, but they still want to distribute that creative vision and produce it, basically, I'm here to be the guy to make it happen. And I'm really happy about that, because it is discouraging at times to have a nice camera, to have nice lenses, to be working on building up a greater image and greater technical skills, and then not have something meaningful to use it for. And so I'm really excited to help them do that. They're also going to be bringing my podcast potentially into that media platform, so it won't really change any of what I do or what I say, but you know, you might hear me mentioning Puritan Pub Media, or advertising some things that I've heard them do or helped them do, and kind of point you in that direction. And that'll be really cool. They want to do their podcast. They have a couple other things in mind, and it's a lot like in one of my podcasts I told you guys that we assume the worldview that we believe in, and that's going to be kind of the influence or the overarching influence of this content. Another thing that I am excited about is tomorrow I'm going to receive a new light. It's nothing flashy. Well, I guess technically it's flashy, but it's not impressive. I'm getting the Amaran 200X. I have the Amaran 100D, and it's good enough for what I do, but I've been saving up for equipment for a few months, with gigs that I'm doing and with my second job, things like that. It's so easy to like want all the flashy things, to want all the cool things, and not to spend money on things that'll actually improve your workflow. Sorry, it's windy out here. What I mean by that is I wanted to get like these RGB lights and like these I don't know, you know, a second camera, things that are more fun, things you can do more with, it seems. But I had a recent project for a couple where I made some mistakes, or I didn't deliver quality that I would have normally desired. And so I said, what is the responsible way to invest money in videography and like filmmaking, if that's what I want to do? And I was like, well, there's no better way to assess that than by the things that I didn't do well in my most recent work. And unfortunately, that was audio. I've been using this Rode mic, and I think part of it had to do with the fact that I had it hooked up to the Rode Video Mic Go 2, and there was like some high humming, and I've heard of that being a problem before, where there's a lot of humming from the frequency, but if you turn the preamp down, it fixes it or whatever. And I had turned it up because I was trying to boom like two people at the same time, and not a good idea. But I'm gonna have to keep doing that. Audio is one of those things where, for a lot of people, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it never really feels broke when you're just doing like YouTube videos. For me, it's always been, well, the closer I get the mic to my mouth, the better it sounds, and I can get some really good sounding audio when I do that. But then you start doing these professional shoots where it's essential for you to rig up something a little bit less malleable, I guess, because when I'm shooting myself in my house, I have a lot of time and ability to rig up a a set that works to get the mic as close to me as possible, to get as much, get it as quiet as possible in my house, and so on and so forth. But that's not the case when you're doing like documentary style stuff, and I do want to do more of that. So that's also why I'm getting this microphone, and that leads me to one of the things that I want to do, and I talked to the Puritan Pub guys about, is I'd love to do an interview style series, kind of like talking, I don't want to like say this in a derogatory way, but because it's not derogatory, but talking to like older men about what was the America that you grew up in versus what it is now. And I feel like a lot of us have our assumptions about what they would say, and a lot of us might be right, whether we like it or not. But just lately I've had the opportunity to work with some older folks at my job, and two of them were in the Vietnam War. One was drafted and one enlisted. And just hearing their side of the story and kind of how they were treated, how other people were treated when they got home, what the political climate was like, just, you know, what was it like to be compelled to go to war? Not only that, going to a war that nobody agreed with. And so I don't know anything, I don't know all the historical points on it or the political things about it, and that's why I ask them. And to me, it's like having those conversations that I was never able to have with my grandparents. And just almost got hit by a car. And it's actually genuinely gripping when you ask them these like very general questions. We don't understand what a wealth of knowledge old people are and what they have just through experience, because America has changed so much in the past 70 years. It's like, if you talk to someone about the same place that we live in today at the same time, having the same experience, they can tell you just how different it was like 50 years ago. I think that just makes for like inherently gripping content. So let me know what you guys think about that. My goal is to set it up in like a interview style, kind of dark, great lighting, great audio. Just really put my filmmaking skills to the test with the sets that I build for that. I think that would be a really fun challenge, but also just a really entertaining series. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. As for the podcast, I'm not exactly sure how consistent I will end up being, or I still don't know the trajectory for that. You guys let me know what you think. I know it's kind of declined over the past couple months because I just haven't been focused on it, haven't been putting stuff out, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. So yeah, bye. So we got the city right there, some office buildings. Right, okay. More about window. Looks beautiful, Got this nice little building that people live in. Okay, and then boom. Now look at that. That's crazy. Now look at this. This is a cool little vibe. It's tasty. Okay, so we're on auto white balance, and I've been shooting wide open. Crazy people. I've been shooting wide open this whole video, and I really just shot this whole video because my wife is doing some stuff with her friends at the house, and I had to get out. And you know, I had all that stuff that I talked to you about earlier that I really figured out last night about my content and things like that. So I was like, you know what, share it with the world. All right, bye.